everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. Today's project is one that's going to feature a stamp set from the holiday catalog, which is now live. You can order from it. It is going to be an alternate project for my September card club. So September card club, we are using the autumn leaves from the All About Autumn suite. So the suite features a ribbon combo that is this copper ribbon and this. You can go watch this tutorial to find out all about my card club. This card here is actually a Try It class card, and it is also uses the All About Autumn suite. So you can watch either of those to see more about the suite. So my online card club takes place every month. This is a subscription card class. So you sign up once and then you get auto billed. You can learn about that in this video, or if you're on my email list, you'll get an email when this video posts, and it will have the link to that as well. About every 3 months, I offer an alternate set. So we use the exact same supplies, but a totally different set. So in the spring, I think it was May, we used the inked and tiled bundle as our card club set. So this month, and we're going to use autumn leaves, but then they also have the option to get both if they want both, or they could just get this. We're going to use the Medley mix because it goes with the inked and tiled punches, which a lot of them got. We don't always use dies, and you don't have to have a die cutting machine because any die cutting or embossing folders that we use in class come pre-done for you. So you don't even have to do it if you don't want to, but you can get them if you want. And I pay your shipping, handling, and tax on them. But that way, if you want to create stuff in the future, you have them. So these are the inked and tiled punches, and you can see they match the new Medley mix. So if you already have these in Card Club, or you bought them just to use, then they will go with this set. So I wanted to use this month as an alternate. So we're going to use everything else that goes with September Card Club. We're just going to swap out the stamp sets. So the paper is the All About Autumn paper, which is pumpkins, leaves, all about autumn on one side. But when you flip it over, actually when I designed the card, and then when I flipped it over, I'll show you, it could easily be a fall card with the stamp set if you want to use the fall side of the paper. So I have a piece of pecan pie for our background. We're going to stamp a little bit on it. So the way it works with my card club girls, if they purchase the bonus set, then they get the supplies. In Card Club, we make 2 of each design. For the bonus card, they just get 1 to make 1 of it. Everybody gets the videos, so everybody gets to see the bonus project, but if they purchase the set, then they get the supplies to make it. So those that purchased the mixed Medley mix will get it. So I'm going to take my copper clay. These are the 2 ink colors I'm going to use. And I have a piece of Very Vanilla here. So let's use our pecan pie. I'm going to use these 2 shapes. I love this one. And you could use it as a background on lots of different things. Use the pecan pie and this giant, really fun pattern here. And stamp it. This one would really be well served to put a sponge pad, one of our foams underneath it, but you know, I'm a little bit lazy. That stamps pretty well. And it can be a little rustic because it's that kind of a look. And then I'm going to use copper clay. And here's a little kind of a dotted shape. That's the same shape as one of the punches. I don't know why I shut that. And you can see it can be rustic because see, some of this is missing. So if some of this is missing, it matches the paper. And it will also match this if you want to go ahead and make it a fall card. You don't have to use this. I love this pack of paper because it is autumn, 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 autumn on the one side. But then when you flip it over, it is not autumn at all. It's just beautiful metallics. So then I took the thanks. Let's open my pecan pie up again. I don't know why I shut it. And this little thanks, there's several sayings in this set, but this one fits right inside this punch. So stamp that in there. And then let's grab our punches. And this fun shape here, I'm just going to stick it right inside this. that out. So we have a fun little shape now for our card. And then this one over here. Pop out our little sentiment. I love the way that they have given us another stamp set to use with those. Those are done. And then I'm gonna open up my card here. And I'm gonna use grid paper. You could use a ruler. And I'm not going to be, you know how this is not perfect? The printed paper, this part does not have to be perfect either. So don't think it has to be perfect. I do have ink on my hands though. And then there are 3 different little, that's from my other card today. There's a little stitching line, some X's, and like a little pinking thing. I am going to use not the pinking, the other 2. So let's start with the little stitch. I have them both on the same block. And I am just going to add some stitches along my card. And this actually could be used on tons of cards. Because lots of times I hand draw stitching around, and I have a little box that sits on my desk. Sometimes it's not a great thing though, because I forget where they came from. And stamps like this, like little happy birthdays or something, and you can use them on any card. Like if you want, instead of having to hand draw stitching, you can just pull this one out and add these to the card. These are a little bit easier to see the X's than the little stitching were. But I intentionally don't try to make them straight, because the worst thing is to get like here and have these 3 be straight and this one be crooked. It's better to just have them be crooked. So now this paper is 6 by 6, so I've already taken one piece of it and I cut it to 2.5. So now I need another 2.5. Let's do this one 2.5, and then I need it to be 5 1/4, which you can't really get off of this. So let's do 5 1/4. We need about another one, would be too much. So we're just going to estimate. We're going to take about this much off. So see, you can make it be a fall card and it would be beautiful. And then we have this little scrap piece here. And then we have the ribbon. On the other card I used the copper. It's a little ribbon combo. So let's add some adhesive here. And then here. About cover it. And because it's the ribbon, it didn't really matter how big my paper was. That was a pretty good guess though. Put that there, because I can just cut my ribbon to match how long the paper was. But that was pretty good. I think I did better at estimating how long my paper needed to be than how long my ribbon, the adhesive under the ribbon needed to be. These are not the sharpest pair of scissors that I own. Okay, if you watched this video, then we did a fun trick here with the coiling of the copper ribbon. We're going to do another fun trick with the ribbon on this one. So we've already just put regular ribbon here. We are going to take this little piece here. The other one, I cut the side that had the road. I wanted to kind of see, this is trees, but I'm not sure if you knew it was trees that you would know it was trees. So we're going to put it here. I think it just adds some fun little colored texture. And if you're giving in the autumn, people might know it's trees. It just has it adds a little bit of color. And then I'm just going to add a tiny bit of adhesive right here. Kind of a little bit of an X, just to kind of grab some of this ribbon. Then I'm going to cut this in half. Again, not my best, sharpest pair of scissors right here. They need to be sharpened. My husband does it for me, but he's been so busy. So we have this, and then I'm just going to pull these off. I'm just going to kind of lay them on here. I don't want them to like grab. I don't want them all going in the same direction. So I'm just going to let them hit there in that adhesive. And I get impatient. I pull too many at once and then they tangle. So don't do that what I do. When you get those little pieces here, just lay them to the side. But you do need to make sure that it grabs at some point that adhesive, because that's what's going to hold it there until we add some more. Grab it at the end with some dimensionals. So this is half, just a little piece. It's not even very long. It's not even as, that was 2.5 inches. So it's not, a little less than 2 inches would be my guess. So when you get to here to the end, you can kind of pull it this direction. And you can see all these little fluffies start falling off. I'm gonna grab them over here. And that leaves you the last little bit. So we're making every use of this ribbon. Some of it's going to get lost just because it all falls apart. So now it's kind of just laying there because that little bit of, so just grab it. And you can see most of it now is stuck. So take your bigger piece, the one that we made that's not the sentiments. Grab some dimensionals. I'm going to put 3. As far as holding the actual card piece on, you really only need 2, but we want to grab as much of that as now we can to make sure those strings don't fall off. Let's put 3 of these on. I think too, when you add ribbon this way, it's fine on a masculine card. And see, it looks kind of messy, but when this gets put on, a lot of it gets covered up. That's why I was kind of making it in the starburst pattern. Now we have this little pile of this here. I'm going to take my adhesive, and you want to get all the way on the X. And again, this is going to look really messy, but what ends up showing is just hints of it. So when you put this on your card, this right here, and they'll be a little bit different than, so this corner right here is going to not have a dimensional because it's going to lay flat. The other ones are going to have dimensional. So I'm going to kind of hold it first. And then you're going to lay it on and just let some of this fall out the sides. It's a little bit difficult to work with because it just falls where it kind of wants to fall. And then once it's on, if it's stuck in the seal, just kind of let it be. Just get a little bit all around it. It has a little bit of a Western feel to it. It might not on all cards, but partly because of the colors that I chose for this one. And I know it looks a little bit crazy back here. But when we flip it over, not all of this is going to show, just some of it peeks out. And some of it ends up not sticking at all because the adhesive doesn't go all the way to the edge. So unless it grabs far enough into the middle, then it doesn't stick. Oh, didn't get that one at all. That looks pretty good. So again, this thanks right here does not need a dimensional because it's going to lay on top of that right there. Oh, come on, my finger's stuck to it now. Make sure I put in those in the right places. And these my other one goes a little bit on top, but because of the way this one fits, it does what the punches are designed to do, and it kind of lines up together. Now, if you watched the original one and you're in club, I used the wrong embellishments. These are the correct embellishments for club this month. So I am going to use the copper clay, and I'm going to use the 2 smaller sizes on the actual sentiment. So 2 there. And then I'm going to use 2 of the green, which kind of pulls any of the background color into it. And then I'm going to use 1 of the pinks, and then 2 of the crumb cake. And isn't that a fun card? Here's the other one. So you can see the placement ends up being different, and it was because of the way the ribbon was. I needed to cover up where it didn't look so great. Just kind of let the ribbon kind of depend on. So here's the road of the thing and the trees. So if my husband was in the house, I'd ask him if he knew what this was. I think he might guess that it's trees, but he's also seen the paper because he's been cutting it for Try It class. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I think anybody would ever guess that that is a road. But this does have, I think you can see the tree trunk there, which kind of gives you the clue. This one I added a dot on that, and just on these kind of play with it. Super fun. I really, really, really enjoy this stamp set. I have loved these punches. But it's a really fun way to just switch up the exact same set of products when you switch out a new stamp set. So if you're interested in being part of my card club, let me know. All the information's on my website. If you're on my email list, then hit any of the buttons on there that say card club, and that will get you exactly to where you need to be. If you are in card club, you have to the 10th to add the stamp set. It's not one that I'm worried about going on low inventory or anything. If I would see it on that list, I would most certainly let you know, but I don't anticipate that being an issue. Everybody have a great day, and I'll catch you back here later. Bye.